Krieger-Watkins here with a special edition of The Scoop brought to you by Spectrum Health Ludington Hospital. And today we are talking about their new program of culinary medicine. And I am joined today with Kaylee Peterson, Director of Community Services and the Foundation. How are you?
I'm great, Kate. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Chef Elizabeth Suvetti, who is going to be doing all the cooking for the class. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us on.
No problem. Dr. Overmeyer, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And Christy Veldkamp, the dietitian who's going to be kind of overseeing the cooking and helping teach the course. How are you?
I'm doing good. Excited to be here.
So Christy, I'm gonna stay with you for a second. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about why culinary medicine and cooking appropriately for your health is so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they essentially, with all the research on nutrition and health, have found 80% of chronic diseases are lifestyle. Your lifestyle can impact the health of your body and making these diseases improved or preventing. So a lot of it has to do with what you're eating and putting in your body. And so we really want to try to emphasize how we can do that and how we can do it so it's tasting good, we're having fun, we're not missing out on things, and making that simple for everyone.
Yeah, I'm sure it does matter. I think a lot of people think like, oh, if I take the medicine for any of these illnesses, it's just going to go away, but that's not usually the case. So, Kaylee, I'm going to talk to you for a little bit now. What made the hospital decide to kind of take this on?
Yeah, so we really try to drive a lot of our community programs based off of the community health needs assessment work. And so every 4 years we conduct a community health needs assessment, and that really kind of drives the strategic priorities for our community programs. And to no surprise, chronic disease and obesity continue to be pretty significant themes for the area. And so when we look at how do we address that from a research and evidence-based standpoint, culinary medicine is one of those ways. And so, you know, the hope is that really by kind of bringing this kind of programming to light and to offering up to the community, we can help drive some true objective change in the community.
Sure. Now, give me a little overview of the program, when it starts, kind of what it looks like, how people can sign up, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. So we decided to do 2 virtual offerings of this. This is kind of our first toe in the water for the programming. And then the hope is that down the road, we're able to really offer more classes and on an annual go forward basis. But we have 2 classes. The first one kicking off September 22nd. It's 4 weeks of a 2-hour per week class, again, done virtually from your own kitchen. We have kind of 2 avenues for how you can enroll, and one is through physician referral, and then we just opened up public registration as well. And I'll let the team kind of get into the details of what a class looks like and what a participant can expect.
Sure. Dr. Overmeyer, can you kind of piggyback on Christy and talk about your feelings about the program and how excited you are to finally have this available to send patients to?
Well, it's so exciting in the fact that we're able to have control over something. So often in healthcare, we don't have control over things. We can't control our genetics. We can't control our age. This is something that we can fully in a fun way. So it's pretty exciting.
Awesome. So, okay, we're gonna go to the chef. Seeing that you're the one that's going to make all the magic happen, Chef Elizabeth Suvetti, why don't you talk a little bit about what you're going to be preparing with these people via the internet?
Yes, thank you. So I'm actually going to be guiding them through making the magic happen. So we're going to do it together. So what's unique about these classes, one, is they're virtual. So what's really great is we have pivoted and made it a model that we can reach more people in case people are farther away in the community. It's hard for them to get in. And they get to do this cooking in their own home kitchen. So each series consists of 4 different classes, and each class is a 2-hour class. They're in the evening, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And each of them have different themes tied to them. So we have a breakfast class, so we're going to make some healthy breakfast options and talk about breakfast and some things that you can run into some challenges with breakfast. For example, sugar. A lot of times people consume a lot of added sugar when they're eating their breakfast. So we'll teach them some recipes that are better for them to kind of give them a good start to their morning. Our beginning class also just kind of gives them an overview of more healthier cooking. We might introduce them to some ingredients they're not used to cooking with, things like lentils maybe, or putting black beans and things, or just kind of adding more whole grains and vegetables into their diet through a lot of great recipes. So in the first class we take a dish that a lot of people are familiar with, spaghetti, and we kind of make it more culinary medicine friendly by putting in some lentils, some vegetables. You still have that kind of same base, but rather than using just kind of regular white pasta, we're gonna use a whole grain pasta. And so all of the participants will cook these recipes together. In that first class, we're doing oven-baked fish sticks, the spaghetti with lentils, and then we're gonna do a homemade salad dressing, because that's another area that people struggle with is a lot of just store-bought salad dressings. So we're gonna show them it's really easy to make a homemade salad dressing and then put that on a salad. And so of all the classes, we have a variety of recipes we give them, and then we select 3 of those each class that we're gonna work together so that when the class is done, so is their dinner, and they can sit down and enjoy a nice dinner as well.
It sounds delicious. I think I might join, because I'm a terrible cook, on top of, probably not cooking the greatest things for my family, especially my husband. So what, Chef, I'm going to stay with you just for a second. Are they getting the ingredients prior to making this, or a list of the ingredients they need to go out and get? How is this going to work?
Yep. So we are going to mail to their homes a packet of information, and it's going to be like, these are our recipe cards. They're beautiful. Okay. They're fancy. You can hold them in your kitchen and look at them for reference for that class and beyond. So in that packet of information, they're going to have the recipe cards. They're going to have handouts that Christy, our registered dietitian, is going to walk them through. And so then with the ingredients, they are going to, Spectrum Health is providing them with all of the pantry items. So kind of those dry goods, the spices. And so we'll arrange with each group for them to pick them up before each class happens. And then that way they will be, have those ready to go. We will send them in a detailed ingredient list, which has all of the ingredients for all of the recipes kind of within that week's theme. The idea being that hopefully they try a lot of those recipes throughout that week. We've got the 3 that we're going to make for that particular class, but that whole week we want them trying a lot of the different recipes that are in that theme. And so that ingredient list will have all those things there, so they can quickly look at that list and say, what do I have in my kitchen today? What are the things I'm missing? We also encourage them to look at the serving size for a recipe. Some people have 1 person in their household, some might have 6. And so you might decide that, one thing we encourage is making larger portions. So you have leftovers the next day. You don't have to cook every day, and having those leftovers makes maybe lunchtime easier the next day. We're going to be eating the right foods. So we try to give them all that information up front to make it a little bit easier for them.
Cool. Awesome. So, Christy, what's your role? Like, while Elizabeth's cooking, what are you going to be doing?
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be an educational piece to this as well. So our general theme for the whole program and what type of recipes that we're promoting is more like Mediterranean diet, whole foods, plant-based, getting more plants in. And so it's really just talking about, one, we look at ways to make swaps in some of the recipes we're cooking, like what are healthier ingredients, like Elizabeth was talking about with whole grains, how to incorporate more fruits and vegetables, how to read labels, grocery planning and grocery shopping, what that would look like. And so it's really kind of putting that educational piece in there, talking about the health benefits of these different foods that we're incorporating. So really just giving them more information around why it's important to make those changes, to really help prevent, again, that the Mediterranean diet, whole foods based diet, has preventing heart disease, cancers, diabetes, obesity, and so we really want to promote the reasons behind that as well.
And Dr. Overmeyer, what do you see most commonly coming through your office that would kind of prompt you to say, like, hey, we have this new thing going on at the hospital. I think that you would benefit from it?
Oh, where do I start? I mean, I think this applies to so many different health conditions, and everybody, no matter what your age. I mean, we see childhood obesity at just a ramping up rate. So that unfortunately is a common theme that I have in my well child visits. And as we're getting ready to go back to school, there's a lot of discussions I'm having with parents on more vegetables. And I think this is a great resource for me, those parents too, that taste good, where their kids are actually going to enjoy them, or their husbands, because I have one of those husbands too, that if it's green, it's a little scary kind of thing. But I think just learning how, let alone, high blood pressure, osteoporosis, dementia, there's links with all of those medical conditions and our poor diet. So if we can do something to kind of prevent those conditions from happening, that is key. And then also to help allow them to not become quite as severe.
If you are referring a client over that would benefit from the program, is it covered by insurance, or is it a self-pay program that your client would have to take on themselves?
I believe that there's a $25 cost for the program, and I'm not sure that we are billing insurance at all at this point, but maybe Kaylee could weigh in on that a little bit.
Yeah, so Dr. Obermeyer is right. It is $25 per participant. But in the event we have somebody that is physician referred that's really an appropriate candidate, we also do have some financial support that we could provide if that $25 fee is above and beyond. Really the reason we're able to provide this program at a pretty accessible cost is really the result of philanthropy. So not only the philanthropy on the hospital side, but we also partnered with the local District 10 health department on this program. We received a grant called RX for Health for them, which is really what's allowing us to purchase those pantry items for the class. So that fresh produce and the pantry items are really the result of that grant. So it's a really good partnership, trying to open up accessibility and just food awareness on healthy alternatives and healthy options. So yeah, we're excited. We really try to keep cost in mind and make sure that's not a barrier for entry to participate in the class.
Sure. And I was on the website for the program, and there is a way that the people can donate to kind of help keep this going. So why don't you talk a little bit about how they can do that, and then just go over again how they can sign up and how to get just more basic information about it.
Yeah, so there's actually really two avenues to donate. So donating locally through our Win with Wellness Fund. Locally, we have this program kind of under that local umbrella of community benefit programming. Most recently, we did the Toast Challenge, right, Kate? You helped promote that. Some of the fundraising that happened through that will benefit programs like this that really seek to provide these opportunities for the community and really help address some of those more chronic conditions and some of those health barriers. But then as an organization, we also have a culinary medicine fund set up that will support the culinary medicine program kind of in overall totality across the organization. So donors can really support either way.
Okay. And then how do people sign up again?
So there's two ways to sign up. They can either talk to their physician who can refer them directly, or we did open up public enrollment. And so they can email the culinary medicine team to indicate their interest. And participation is kind of first come, first serve. We do have 20 seats per class. So I do anticipate that will fill out pretty quickly.
Okay, so they can go right on the Spectrum Health website though, and find all the information that they need, phone numbers, email addresses, that kind of stuff.
Yes, they will, and as well as in the local press release and communication that went out. It has the local number and the email they would use to contact.
Cool, thanks. Well, I want to I appreciate all of you joining me today. There's a lot of you, so it worked out really well doing this whole coronavirus Zoom thing. But I wish you all the best of luck, because I think this is an awesome addition to the hospital here, and definitely something that's needed, because you all have already explained previous people that you've known that could probably do it, or family members, including my own family members. So hopefully, I hope you do fill up all those 20 spots pretty quickly. So anything else any of you want to add before we sign off?
I just would like to add that, one, I think if we take people of all skill levels, so if somebody is a little bit intimidated or uncomfortable, I'm literally going to walk them through every step of making those dishes. And so we recognize everybody comes to the table with different skills and abilities, as well as a different interest in terms of what they're trying to gain from the class. We try to just meet people where they are. So if someone's a little bit unsure, I would say go ahead and sign up. I think they'll have a great experience and time with the class. So that includes you, Kate. You have to also join us.
I can try.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I am not a good cook, and I'm almost
scared to a new series like cooking with Kate.
Oh gosh. Oh, no, that would be bad. I don't even want people to see my kitchen. It's so like dated and yeah. So anyway, well, again, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. And for any other news, check out MasonCountyPress.com. And to register for any of the culinary medicine classes, you need to email culinary.medicine@spectrumhealth.org.